And people don't know what's good and what's not good
No.
because you're a beginner.
Yeah, not only do they waste the time, but then they'll get like no results, and then they'll get frustrated, and then they'll give up entirely.
You see it and you're like, okay, I'll try it. Then you waste 6 months.
Well, it's always something that's not sustainable.
Yeah.
Right. My
Super
favorite thing is
extreme.
consistency over failure. You can't go from nothing to everything overnight, and people try to do that, and then they fail because they get overwhelmed. Some people take it to the extreme, but like then I feel like a lot of people, they fail and then they never get back on the horse.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, mankind, and genders, and everything else in between, welcome to the Puffy Got Buffy headquarters at the Start Yesterday podcast studio. I am your host, Adam, aka Puffy, aka Puffy Got Buffy, and you're listening to the Start Yesterday podcast. Empower your journey and start yesterday. I am here with a dear friend of mine. I mean, I can actually say that I can consider him a friend now. We didn't just meet today for the first time.
Yeah. I'm not just a random podcast guest.
And his name's Michael. And I'll do what I normally do on all these podcast episodes. And I guess, like, what's your sob story?
My sob story. What led me here?
Yeah, like, I don't know, like when
In
you're...
terms of fitness.
Fitness or
I
like...
was so fat. I was depressed. Nah. Basically, like, long story short, got me into fitness. Like, super skinny. It's pretty much the basic skinny story, I would say. Like, you get picked on and stuff. It always starts that way. And then after, it was more so just like obsession with progress. You know, when you see that, like, you probably, when you lost that first like 10 pounds.
Oh, geez, I found something on your Instagram. Like,
Yeah. So that wasn't even the
Gabagoo.
start. That wasn't even the start. That was
Bro, that's
like
crazy.
I was lifting for like a couple years there. I was much skinnier. I don't even think I have footage.
You made a good choice with your haircut.
Yeah, you
You
think?
look like Tony Montana, or like
Yeah.
you look like John Travolta in Grease there, bro. That's that's crazy.
Yeah, I've had a couple renditions. There I was pretty skinny. Yeah, that was pretty like maybe high school, like
Yeah.
grade 10 or something. Like that was pretty skinny there.
So what started this? Like what kickstarted it?
Yeah,
Like, take
honestly,
it back to when you were like a kid who, like we talked about when we were at the gym, like the mirror moment, like when you didn't like how you saw in the mirror.
yeah, it was honestly more, it was not a mirror moment. It's like a feeling, like just feeling like you don't have control over anything. It's like if you can't control how you look, which is like arguably one of the easiest things you can control, it was like felt like the rest of my life was like not, I wasn't in control of anything. And it's like the first thing we can control is how we look. And it's kind of weird having that epiphany at a young age. Like 15, I pretty much started lifting like religiously, which is like a little bit weird. I think nowadays it's more accepted more, but back
It's
then
more
it was
common a little bit, yeah.
like, back then it was not a trend. Like there was no TikTok. It was kind of just like like, okay, you're going to the gym, do some curls.
Curls for the girls.
Curls, it was literally for the girls at first. It's funny. And now
That's
it's like
funny.
all the guys that DM you.
Yeah, I find a lot of guys, they want to like do it for girls, and like you can't do it for girls. You got to do it for you, because honestly, like there's so many memes about it, but it's like you build like as much muscle as you have. The only people that are gonna come up to you are guys.
Yeah, it's more and more guys. It's like a lot of girls are, and I'm not the biggest guy, but yeah, sure. If you go to like like a commercial gym, I'll probably be one of the bigger guys there, and like a lot of girls might be intimidated. Maybe I don't know. Like it's kind of weird. A lot of guys are just like, dude, you look freaking sick, and it's like, thanks, bro. It's just you got to do it for you, because at the end of the day, if you're doing it for others' validation, you'll only reach a certain point of like average, probably. I don't think you'll pass average if you're doing it for others.
Nah, for sure, bro. So I guess like you were 15. What was like your starting weight, and then what did you get to?
Yeah, so pretty drastic. I started at like 130. It's actually 130, not roughly. It was like literally I slept on the scale. I was like 130 pounds at 6'1",
Yeah,
which is pretty light.
that
Like
is
that's
really
like
late. Yeah.
that's not even like basketball player like lanky. That's like super. That's like crackhead lanky.
That's like yeah.
I
You
was
smoke
lanky.
crack. Yeah.
Yeah. Except I was just like
You didn't
that.
do any crack,
No,
eh?
I didn't do any crack.
That's terrible.
Unfortunately, yeah. But
What could have been, eh?
I know, seriously, I was a fake crackhead. And then, anyways, I ended up in maybe 4 or 5 years. I went to 235, and that was like a big long bulk. Um, where the first 2 years I really didn't know what the hell I was doing, honestly. I was just eating, not really tracking, and like I wasn't getting results. And then I started getting better guidance from like people who actually knew what they were doing. It's pretty standard straight line story. Got some guidance, and then I really blew up, and then that's when everybody was like, "Holy shit, this guy's actually getting pretty fucking jacked." And always being known as like that skinny person, like like everybody knew me as like, "Oh, Mike, Mike, he's skinny, like the guy, the skinny
That's
guy."
his thing, yeah.
You know what I mean? Or like for other people, it's like, "Oh, the fat guy, that
Well,
big
for
guy."
me, that was
Yeah,
me, bro. My entire life for 18 fucking years. That's
yeah.
right. Oh, you like my parents would like talk about their kid. Oh, your kid. He's the
He's
big one, right?
exactly, yeah. So like people build an identity with you having that, and then like breaking that is it was like kind of cool,
Yeah.
but you gotta identify with like that new version of you before other people do, or else you'll never make it.
So were there any key turning points, or was it just like I'm just sick of being sick and tired? Like I'm done with this shit.
It was I think it was more so like the life that I saw for myself, like 5, 10, like even now, like I don't even feel like I really started. This is just like literally step zero, but like I saw like my ideal life where I had a shit ton of money, a shit ton of muscle. And it sounds like kind of like very vain, but it was more so I know that I needed this stuff to achieve a greater purpose of
No,
like
it's valid.
inspiring others, right? Like people, as much as people say, oh, that's very materialistic, like all your favorite, like, so not even celebrities, just heroes, like they're in great shape, they have wealth, they're able to help people around them and like provide for them, their families and stuff. And like the physical point was the only point that I could really control for the most part at 15, besides like getting multiple jobs and stuff. So I was just like, let me start here. That was probably, there wasn't like a key moment, but that was the turning point of like realizing that.
No, I think that's a valid point. Actually, a person that we know in common, Ashton, he gave me, um, like what did you call it? Like a piece of homework to do.
Yeah.
Um, uh, and it was basically like a my story thing, and so I think you did it incognitively or unintentionally. Maybe he
Hmm.
told you to do it as well, but it's basically like you write your own Wikipedia article as this has already
Yeah.
happened, but you do it
I did this
past,
as well.
current, and then also future.
Yeah.
And well, for me, it's funny you mentioned that because like on my thing, I didn't have like on my vision board and whatnot, like
Hmm.
I didn't have anything regarding like my body because it's just I guess it's
Uh,
just like a thing. It's just
yeah.
now that I've lost the weight, it's never I'm not doing it again. Like
There's no,
but I feel like obviously if you would have told me 5 years ago, 10 years ago when I started it,
you
yeah, I
would have had
probably
something
would
on
have
you.
had like a picture of SIBA
Because
or
you were
something.
saying you feel like you're actually happy with where you are. That's another
Yeah, so it's
pretty
very
cool thing.
rare for a lot of people. And I'm not saying that hyperbole. I'm not just saying that to get clicks. Like I genuinely
Yeah.
like mean it. Like
That's awesome.
I feel like
It's rare.
the reason, yeah, it's very rare because like yeah, you look fucking incredible, but it's like you still don't feel like
I don't
you're
feel
at
like
your
I did
peak, right?
shit.
And you'll
Yeah.
never be there,
No,
right?
you
If you
never will
ask
be.
Chris Bumstead, he's oh
You,
I could look better,
yeah.
right? And he's the fucking guy who's won 7 Olympias,
We're sick.
right? But I mean, the sickness of the body dysmorphia is both healthy and sad at the same
Hmm.
time. I think it's pro and con, but for me, like with no aspirations of getting huge or because I look in the mirror and I see my arms and like when I'm pumped up, like I'm
Yeah.
fucking happy with that. I need a tan, but other than that, like I'm happy with that. And I have no aspirations, so I just it's tranquility with the body.
Yeah. I also kind of want to say about the body dysmorphia and stuff like that. I think a lot of people get it twisted because they'll look at bodybuilders, they're like, oh, I'm not big enough. And maybe some of them actually feel like insecure because of that. But when I say that, it's more so like out of the desire to progress within the sport. You know what I mean? It's like I know if I go to the beach, like I'm not stupid. I know that I put in work and I look good in that way. But like in terms of like being better at like presenting the physique, like there's so much work to do. Like it's that doesn't happen overnight. There's a reason why guys are like 40 and still working at it. Like it's an art. And so like getting better at that and getting like bigger, like just putting on lean tissue, like that just happens. It takes a long time. So when I say like I'm not there yet, that's kind of more so what I mean. I think a lot of bodybuilders mean that too, because like like you're healthy, you're in good shape. Like in terms of being just a person operating in society, yeah, you look good. But like when it's your kind of, I guess if you want to call it a sport, it's like you don't want to just say, "Oh, I made it." Like no good athlete like LeBron James or something. He's not. I don't think he ever really stopped training necessarily.
No,
Or
he's
Kobe,
chasing
like
greatness.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah,
Like there's always room to improve. And even Sebum, for example, is a good example. He's like he doesn't really let off the gas.
no, he's doing
Maybe
open now.
yeah. So it's like and he's like the best. So and he still has things that he's trying to work on. So it's like more just embodying the mentality of like, nah, there's so much shit to do. I just never want to throw in the towel.
That's valid.
It's my little rant.
No, but that's a valid rant. I mean, I just think some people take it to the extremes, and then like, I don't know, like people, well, they'll have like a body people will die for, and like they hate the way they look in the mirror,
Yeah, no,
you
no,
know,
that's an illness. That's an
and
illness. Like if you can't get out of bed and like smile and like be proud of yourself, then it's like
yeah, people look like okay, maybe they won't look to Sebum for like they won't look like Sebum all the way, but they'll look like Sebum eighty
damn near.
percent
Yeah,
and or 90%, and they'll be oh fuck, like I look like shit.
yeah. It's like
And yet
brother.
there's like people like would die to look like you know, like
Yeah.
they would go a shirtless, walk slow mo on the beach, you know,
Oh yeah.
Baywatch style. But I guess for you now, like you're a coach, so I guess like is there anything that like you can take away? Like if people don't know, like a week ago you did like your first, or was it your first show?
Yeah, it's my first show.
Yeah. So
Yeah, first comp.
is there anything you learned through that, or I guess just before then, like what makes your I guess principles or you style different?
Hmm. I would say yeah, definitely the show helped. That wouldn't. I guess it can contribute to what makes the coaching experience with me different, but more so, I would say a lot of like you've worked in a retail gym, I've worked in a retail gym. We've seen how that is.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
fantastic.
it's just great. But basically it's like the handheld aspect of it. Like I really like the fact that I'm able to be with someone throughout each step and even as fine as like I woke up this morning and like this is exactly what I ate and now I look like this and now I feel like this about myself and like also this came up at work and there's so many nuances that happen that you don't really see when you work in a gym and you have clients in a gym and like I would argue that that stuff impacts a physique a lot because you don't know the choices that people are making as a result of the emotions that they're experiencing day to day. So like to be able to connect with people, obviously you can't take as many people on, but if you can connect with them on that aspect, you can have like a really profound impact on not just their body, but their like overall perception of life. It's like it's pretty powerful and just fulfilling when you are able to have a better relationship with a client than just like go do this exercise.
No, I mean that's valid. What's the word? Not second guess that. I agree with that. I'd rather have like 10 really solid clients than like 100 that don't do shit.
Yeah. You
Right?
also feel better about yourself. Like I profoundly impacted these lives versus like I dripped a little bit of,
Yeah,
sauce.
and I feel like it's not necessarily most people's fault, but like they fall into the trap of like, hiring some influencer and like they're paying whatever, a hundred
Cookie
dollars a
cutter.
month for their app, and it's like, what the fuck are you getting? You're not getting anything.
I seen apps that are like $5.
Yeah, well, that's not even, bro. It's like some guy just figured out how to code and
He
like,
used Chat GPT
yeah,
and then he
bro.
got an app.
Someone gave me a workout plan today and asked me to review it. It was made by ChatGPT. I looked at it in
Yeah.
10 seconds. I told him it was shit. Telling
Yeah,
him
it's
to
brutal.
do jumping jacks.
And people don't know what's good and what's not good
No,
because you're a beginner, right? So it's
yeah.
like you see it and you're like, okay, I'll try it. Then you waste 6 months.
Well, then, yeah. Not only do they waste the time, but then they'll get like no results, and then they'll get frustrated, and then they'll give up entirely.
Hmm.
Right? Like, I, I mean, it's better to start something than not. But like, then I feel like a lot of people they fail, and then they never get back on the horse.
Yeah, that's the worst part
Like they just lose all motivation
because they have a bad taste in their mouth from, like
from
you probably see even like when you have someone that you're on a call with, right? They always have, not always, but often they might have a bad taste in their mouth from another coach or another gym.
I find for me, well, a lot of the clients that I've worked with, some of them have had coaching in the past. Yeah, like some have had bad experience for
Hmm.
sure, but most of them have tried just other bullshit. So
Just
most
Google shit.
popular, nah, for me, especially with the weight loss niche, like the most
Hmm.
populars that I've heard is Bernstein and Poon. So there's Dr. Bernstein
I've
and
heard of
Dr. Poon,
Bernstein.
and both of them, if you're watching, you can fuck and suck my no. You can fuck right off. I think they are. I can't say a scam because that would be misrepresentation, and then they could sue me for
It's not technically a scam.
slander.
Yeah.
I think they don't give a shit about helping people. I think I don't even know if either one of them, Bernstein or Poon, actually lost weight themselves. I just think they market themselves really well. They have high SEO traffic. People type in weight loss, they pop up. I have more Google reviews than Dr. Bernstein, by the way.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's actually funny. And I don't know. They fall into this trap, man. I don't get it with that. That's the number one most, or 1A, 1B that I hear all the time. And then it's like Weight Watchers, or then it's
Hmm.
keto, or a combination of both.
It's always something that like appears easy.
Well, it's always something that's not sustainable,
Yeah.
right?
Or that, yeah, it's like
My
super
favorite thing is
extreme.
consistency over failure,
Right.
right? So it could be going for a walk. Like, everybody overcomplicates this shit, dude. Like, and yes, okay, I'm talking in the more general pop. Like, if people probably working with you, like, they might be more advanced, or like they're not necessarily wanting to lose 100 pounds, but
Hmm.
just start small. Like, you can't go from nothing to everything overnight, and people try to do that and then they fail because they get overwhelmed.
Yeah, you're throwing the kitchen sink and you literally haven't even gotten off the couch yet. It's like it's intimidating.
If you're in school, and you're supposed to get a diploma in 2 years, and you try to cram it in 6 weeks, you're just gonna get
Yeah,
overwhelmed and
imagine all
quit,
those courses. It's
right?
like,
So it's like, with health and fitness, or whatever your journey is, like, you can't just do it overnight. Like, I mean, there are the very few oddities that, like,
mhm.
genuinely benefit from that, but other than those very like, few unicorns, if you're walking 2,000 steps today, then just tomorrow, like, okay, well, 2,000 not a lot, so tomorrow just double it to 4,
Yeah,
and then just stick with that for a week.
stick to four, then go to six or
Then go
even
to
five.
6, or
Like,
go to 5. Yeah, exactly.
just
Like,
make at least
anything.
make an improvement. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but I guess, what are some misconceptions that you get from clients that, like, you often need to, like, correct, or kind of, what's the word, divert, or like they just don't have the right mindset?
I'd say regarding nutrition, first off, I would probably say people always think that they have to come and eat like the same kind of boring foods.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, depending on your goals, like sometimes you might need to dial in and do that. But for the most part, the average person can get away with eating like what you want to eat. It's just the volume and the ability and skill which we can work on to put the fork down and also increase activity, right? Because most people, when they come and start, they don't have much activity level, which once we get that up, their metabolism is going to be firing better, digestion better. They're going to be able to eat a bit more. Um, but then just being able to put the fork down, man, like you can have, a cookie if you want to. It's more so just being aware and tracking. Um, and it's really with food, it's one of those things that is so beautiful because it is almost like an exact science. Like obviously hormones come into play and like people do have different metabolisms, but that's like the biggest victim mentality that people come with. I'm sure you've seen with like weight loss and stuff. It's like, oh, my metabolism, nobody has a metabolism like mine, man.
No, I'm big bone.
I'm big bone. Like, okay, man. Like maybe there is certain people with like a fucked up thyroid or like there's certain genetic anomalies, but for the most part, like if you're eating this, burning this, you're going to have this result and you can track it week over week. Like worst case, you start working with someone and week 1 you go up on the scale. Okay. So if you're with any coach, any good coach is going to be like, "Okay, we need to adjust food, probably increase activity." Next week, if you go down on the scale, cool, something worked. Let's keep doing that. Next week, you stall. Okay, we'll drop the food a bit. Now, in terms of what you're eating, that's going to be up to your coach. Like, you have your kind of food allowances. Like, for me, it's like I'll like to give the most free reign that I can in terms of just fitting that into their macros. Like, if it fits your macros, is a great approach for like the average person who's just trying to lose weight and get in shape. If you're trying to get on stage, it might not be because there's other things that come into play, like, the appearance of your skin and like certain ways that different foods digest for different people, and also just keeping everything like very very controlled. Like for me, I was eating like pretty much in a box, but if you're just trying to lose some pounds, you can eat pretty much whatever as long as it fits that little, like today we had sushi.
I love sushi.
So it's like now I'm post show, I'm a little bit more kind
Puffy.
of puffy. Yeah, definitely. I'm puffier, definitely. But like on a rebound, like I can kind of swap things. I can swap rice for bagels. Like it's a little bit more flexible.
You say bagel or bagel?
I say bagel.
You say it like Baygl.
Bagel.
Bagel.
Yeah, I just say bagel.
Yeah.
Bagel. I think that's like the Canadian way.
Yeah, you say it like a bagel.
Bagel. I had a
Hey,
bagel.
hey, yeah,
Yeah.
I gotta go to Timmy's and get a bagel.
Bro, bagels are gas. Costco bagels are insane.
Costco muffins.
Costco muffins are insane. I bulked up on those a bit too much.
Nah, Costco muffins is a great hack if you're trying to bulk.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to lose weight, which I'm sure 99% of people watching
Yeah.
this is, like, don't get Costco.
Yeah, there's certain things, don't get me wrong, like when we say like, oh, you can't eat this, or like you can eat whatever you want, there's definitely certain things you shouldn't eat. Like we all know not to eat shit food, but I'm just saying like people have the misconception that it's like, oh, I don't want to try to do a diet because then I just have to eat chicken and rice. It's like not necessarily. For most people that's not the case. Like you can definitely have a very flexible diet. It's just if you're a fucking pig, you're a fucking pig. Like 6 cheeseburgers is not good for anyone.
That's so valid.
Yeah.
A diet isn't a diet though if you can stick to it for the rest of your life.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle. You're
Right.
you're literally changing your life. It's not like I'm doing this. Like that's why the keto and all those like other ones is like some people can change their lifestyle to a lifestyle where they have no carbs. It's I would consider that, it is the keto diet, but that's just how you eat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you want to eat that way for the rest of your life, do it. And if it works for you, cool. But it's like you shouldn't see it as like a challenge, like a 6-week challenge to eat this way and lose this amount of weight because you're gonna fuck yourself in the long run.
Yeah. Oh. I'm tired. Wow, that was a
I
great
had a lot of
ASMR.
carbs.
Oh, dude, I'm like crashing. I'm like the walls are slowly caving in. After this podcast, I'm gonna go take a fat cat nap. Yeah, for anybody that's watching on audio, probably by the time like I'll try to combine the timing of it. Like I filmed a vlog and then we went for sushi and we did a workout. We'll do that like I'll try to get it in coincident, but I'm very tired. Anyways, I'll probably cut that part out of the podcast because nobody wants to hear me fucking bitch about this. But oh, hold on, let me burp.
Same, I had some too.
Jesus, like I actually have so much gas right now. All right. Okay, good. Cutting back.
There we go. Quick yawn break.
Yeah. All right. So, what are some of the best clients like before and afters or like transformations that you've had? Any like notable?
Yeah, there's one. I could probably send it to you. This one guy, he's pretty young.
One guy.
I
Is he
like.
Korean.
I really like helping like young, just young people because I relate to it so much. Yeah, that's me.
Bro, God, I took the
That
ball
was
too far,
yeah,
eh?
I took the bulk too far. I wasn't even that shredded there.
No, on the right. Nah, you're better today.
Yeah, I'm probably more shredded still even after fucking off
Ah.
post show. But if you go,
That's a pedophile mustache, bro. Do not do that again.
because I tried to have the shredded
On the
sta-
left? No,
I tried to have the shredded stash when I wasn't shredded.
When you were shredded,
It
bro.
doesn't work.
That's that looks like you murdered a caterpillar and glued it on your
Yeah,
face.
that shit does not work if you're
Nah.
fat. Yeah, so that was peak bulk. I probably have some other good. I wonder if I have some other good.
You gotta update your you gotta update your Instagram.
Yeah, this was like the
Is this your
bulk
mom?
cut back. That's crazy. Nah, it's one of my aunts.
Okay.
I was showing love on there. But yeah, like that was probably the craziest kind of picture. That was like a bulk
Interesting.
picture. Yeah, so like I done
I
both.
judge men that wear like Walmart boxers. What the fuck is this?
That's Lululemon.
Oh,
actually.
Lululemon. Okay, that looks
Those are-
like Walmart
yeah,
boxers.
that ain't no Walmart.
Nah, you
boxer.
gotta protect your
got
crown
to,
jewels. I'm a
gotta-
big fan of the Saks, the SAXX.
Yeah, that's a good one
They
too.
had the kangaroo pouch.
That was the show there. A little bit of just trying out these kinds of content styles.
Yeah, that's actually not
I like
bad, dude.
these. Pretty good because like Instagram doesn't really allow. They have the threads, but like I don't
Threads
know.
are shit.
Threads are shit. Like nobody goes on there, so I kind of try to implement it there.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, there's some peak prep stuff.
Oh,
meal
you go to
prep tips.
AK, the gym in
Yeah, I
there.
have a membership there. So that's where I was. Funny story. I was training there like
It's a
a
good
lot. It's a really good gym, but at the end of prep, I couldn't go.
Why?
I couldn't drive there. By the time
Oh
I
my
had my
God.
pre-workout meal, like I was starving by the time I got to the gym.
How far is it?
It's like 40 minutes from my house.
Oh, that's pretty far.
Yeah, it's pretty far. So I'm gonna start going again. I think the first time I'll go maybe is tomorrow.
I mean, it's a good gym, but like for me, I
40
don't know.
minutes
I'd
is
rather,
hard to
that's
justify.
it's both ways too.
Yeah, it's like 80 minutes of driving.
That's too
plus
much,
the
man.
workout.
In my opinion, unless you're like maybe you do it for like if you had like depending on your split, if you go for back and legs.
That's what a lot of people do.
'Cause then
if they
shoulders
have
and
good
chest, you
leg
don't
and
need to.
leg
Yeah.
and back equipment is
Yeah.
like really good.
Yeah.
It's like splitting up your gyms is
It's
like
the same thing that like the gym
You
we
do
went to
body
today.
vision.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would go for back and legs, but like other than that, you don't need to.
yeah. I think that's probably the best way to go with if you have like multiple memberships, which is like not necessary. But
No, but a lot of people when they get to like a
once you
certain
get
degree,
serious, it's like you get kind of
you have
picky.
certain
Yeah,
places.
you get kind of picky. You start spending money on things that are like luxuries. Like you definitely don't need an AK membership and a Good Life membership, but like it's
It
nice.
depends what good lives are near you, but
True,
so
true.
what's your best client that you've worked with?
Best client in terms of weight gain, weight loss.
Results. Like, I don't know, that's subjective, I guess, to the dependent on the individual, but yeah.
I would probably say I don't know. I don't really want to give a shit. There's some on my Instagram if you want to look at it. Like everybody works hard.
Oh, the transformation tab?
Yeah, there should be a few in there. I have to update it.
All right, let's see this
But
shit.
if we go through, oh no, that's me.
Oh,
We have to
that's
go
you.
to
I don't know,
go to the
bro.
Neely Shreds one,
Where
which
is
should
that?
be it'll scroll over the other way. I haven't updated it in a while.
No, you gotta go.
Keep clicking, keep clicking. I'll let you know where it is. Bulk.
There we go. Client
And here
list.
we got a few here. That's myself. This guy's like much bigger now. This is why I have to update it. This is
Bro, this is
61
61 weeks
weeks.
ago. What the fuck?
Yeah. This guy also much bigger. This is yeah, pretty jacked. Yeah, I definitely have to
Dog,
update
you
these.
gotta go through this. You need
Yeah.
you're gonna need a content audit.
I need a content guy.
Well, I can help you with that,
Yeah.
but you need a content audit first. You need to make this page better, dog.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm surprised Ash didn't give you shit on this. It's pretty bad.
The just like
Your Instagram
overall.
as a overall, it's pretty
It's more like a
pretty poop.
portfolio right now instead of like a,
It should be both. It should be set up as like a resume
yeah, for sure.
and a
for
landing
sure.
page, because you don't even have a website, right? You don't need a website. Just make
No,
your Instagram your
Instagram is
website.
the website.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
We're gonna improve it.
One of my biggest, not really regrets, just one of the biggest things that I've wasted money on is just like a website when you could just
Yeah,
make a
you can
landing
just
page,
use a landing page connected to your Instagram and just call it a day.
basically.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, that's actually a good segue. So, like, well, we both have businesses. So, like, how did you go about building your businesses?
Businesses.
Businesses.
Honestly, first it started with like people asking me for fitness advice.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Nah.
no.
I had a couple family members because like I lost weight, and then they
Okay.
knew I was working at Good Life. But
Uh,
then like I ain't doing it for free.
yeah, no, I was literally just doing other stuff. Like I was just trying so many random things like shiny object syndrome. But then I was getting like pretty jacked and people were like asking like, "Yo, what do you do? What do you eat?" and all this stuff. And then I made like a lot of workout programs and stuff, and that was pretty good, but it's so low ticket. Like it's you got to sell hundreds and hundreds of workout programs to make any kind of money. Like
Well, that's why like
especially
the
if you're doing like
top,
$20, like
well, the top guys, that's why they do it. But it sucks.
because they
Like
have
what's
millions
his
of
face?
followers, right?
Joey Swole, like he says, he's an online coach. Well, he's not
Yeah.
an online coach. You're talking to someone in Pakistan.
Yeah, well, that's the game, right?
It's ridiculous.
You're just sending out cookie cutter programs. You don't even need Joey to write it.
No.
So, but basically that's how it started. So it started with like small, really low ticket workout programs, meal plans. Like I have so many of those vaulted that like I could probably use as lead magnets now, honestly, just like to get someone started because they're good. It's just like it's not really up to my standard now,
No, but
right?
that's fine. Like you,
Yeah.
any free value
Yeah.
is good to build the reciprocity back it.
Exactly.
Back
Exactly.
it. Your bucket, your
It's still
bank.
helping. So like it's still a
Yeah.
valuable thing. It's just like there's so much more that I know that I can do now, and like now my service is more like handheld, like I
But
said.
let's be real, bro. Like most people that even do the lead magnet thing, like I think 10% might actually even like
They might
read
not
it.
even do it. Yeah.
You know, like
Read it and then 1%
and
of
one
those.
percent will do it. That's the
Yeah,
thing, right?
yeah.
So that's why it's like if you have like a giant
You have assets, you might as well just put them out there.
yeah, like if you have a giant following, you have a million followers or whatever, sure, and then they have all these testimonials or transformations. Just the law of like a 1%. So out of a million people, that's probably 10,000 people,
Yeah.
right? So out of the 10,000, then you get 100 that actually like got results, and then there you go. You just market the shit out of that.
Yeah. $20, you get like couple thousand people to buy it.
Right.
You're kind of in a good position.
Well, and for such a low ticket, like nobody's gonna give a shit to where they like complain or want a refund
No.
or dispute it. Like until like if it's something that small, like
Fulfillment cost is nothing either. You just send a PDF. Like it's
you press
automatic.
Control C, Control V. What do
Yeah.
you mean, bro?
Yeah.
That's
There's
it.
no time that's required of that person. So there's pros to that, but like obviously I don't have millions of followers at this moment.
No,
So
you can work on that, bro. You have like
yeah,
the physique for
I
it.
definitely have
You
like
just need
a
to you just need to put 100% natty in the profile, then you're good.
true. I think I might take you up on that
I'm dead
offer.
serious. Like
6 months from now we'll
I'm dead serious. That's the easiest way, dude. That's
yeah,
the
a little
easiest
bit
way.
of Lightroom too. I
But
think
that actually goes to like a perfect segue to the next question. We talked about
yeah,
it earlier in terms of authenticity,
authenticity.
right? So like, I mean, how do you find growing a brand or growing your business will, like, not, will still staying like authentic, stay still
Mhm.
true to you, you know?
Yeah, I think it's like pretty hard nowadays. But people are getting very good at being able to sense it out. Like, I think one thing lies in maybe not watching too many people because it kind of clouds your mind. Like, I like to study myself and like watch. It sounds like conceited, but myself, because like I get to learn more about how I do certain things, like how I think, and then you get to kind of create yourself more than just consume other people. Because subconsciously, I think if you're consuming too many other people, it's gonna start to like form your beliefs around what they do, and then you might start to act like how they act. Don't get me wrong, I still watch people, but I do audit who I pay attention to online like a lot because I am aware that like it sometimes kind of forms your opinions and beliefs a little bit subconsciously. But then also like creating your own principles and standards of living and like what you put out for people and like making it valuable. Some people don't even do that. So you have to first create your own principles and like literally just write it down. Like who am I? What do I stand for? What is my brand? What value do I bring to the market? Who do I help? All these things because I think a lot of people just start posting and they don't even know what they stand for. So it's like you're not really giving yourself a good shot right out the gate.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just they're super fake.
You're just fake. You're just acting like the next guy, and it's like, and I don't want to buy something from a carbon copy of David Lade, right?
Oh yeah.
If I'm buying something from someone, I want to make sure that it's them, and there's something unique. There's a unique, I guess, insight that I'm getting from that product
Well, I
or
also
service.
find like a lot of people like they're being authentic, but then now because they're being authentic, they're like straightforward about like their gear usage,
Yeah, that's also
and then they're
dangerous.
getting more clicks and like there's guys that are saying, "Oh, I'm like 14 on steroids now."
Yeah, that's
There's
not
but
cool.
they're lying about it. Like
Yeah,
they're not.
but they get views
But they get
because it's
views
like
because they're
cool.
like, "Oh, that's so
Yeah,
cool."
I think my kind of stance on that is I don't think we are kind of talking about it in the gym. Like, I don't think it should be promoted, but I also don't think you should like lie about it. Like, look, there's good examples of it, like a C bum, for example, right? Like everybody knows that guy's taking gear.
Oh, no way. I thought it was natural.
Really? Oh my god, bro. That's basically most people. Like I was talking to my mom the other day. She's like, "Do you think he?" Anyways, but he's a good example of like everybody knows he's blasting. At least that's like into
That's into
fitness.
fitness,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, but at the same time, he's not like telling people his cycle. He's
Yeah.
not, it's just like something that's up in the air. And I think that's the way it should be.
That's the way it should
And
be.
but he's also not saying you can do this naturally, right?
And he's also not telling people not to necessarily take gear, but like
Yeah, he's just doing
I'm
his own
sure
thing.
actually no, like I'm sure if he was put on the record and just asked a straightforward question, he would probably tell people like don't do it, because
Probably
he
'cause it's
also
not
has
worth
like
it.
health issues,
Hmm.
right? I don't think that stemmed from him taking gear, but like he's got to be
Who
careful with
knows?
that shit. But
But
yeah,
yeah, it's probably not recommended for most people. I just think it shouldn't be promoted and the expectations, like the false expectations of like you can do this naturally when like damn well this dude's on like 3 grams of gear. It just doesn't make sense.
3 grams, holy crap.
Yes, it's kind of. I don't think that's a very good thing to do, especially for kids, man.
Well, they're starting so young now, man.
Yeah,
They're taking gear at like 16, 18.
yeah,
Like
it's pretty
it
crazy.
doesn't make sense. Like I would say, like anybody watching this, like I'm not against people taking any type, do whatever you want to your body, but like if you're taking steroids for the sake of just wanting to fast track
It doesn't even make
results, it
sense.
doesn't, bro. Just
You're
wait
gonna
till you're
blow the fuck
24.
up at 16 anyways.
Yeah, like you're
Like just
literally
eat
going through
food and go to the
puberty.
gym. You have
It's
high test, high GH.
it's so crazy, man. Like you're literally naturally on steroids,
So then you're
anyways.
shutting it down.
Yeah,
So
it, like,
then you don't
bro.
even get to make the choice when you're
No,
20 because you're reliant on it.
no. I would say
It's like,
anybody wait till like you're 24, because then that's when you're
yeah.
like if you start working out at 16, that's 8 years. Like then okay, sure, do whatever you
If
want.
you're still, first of all, most people, if you start at 16 and you really go at it for 8 years, like most people won't even last 8 years.
No, they won't.
After 8 years, if you're still daily, like bro, go ahead, do what
Yeah,
you
go.
gotta
That's
do.
what I'm
You
saying.
probably it's probably your calling.
Yeah,
I
that's
guarantee you though, most people who start at 16 and like that, it's like cool and fun. Trust me, once you get to 22 and it's a leg day and you got to go to work the next day and like all this shit, you'll really see if you really like it. You know
yeah.
what I mean? If you really like that shit, you're still hitting those leg days, then maybe you can consider going into that realm. But like for most people, they're gonna fall off anyway. So it's like, why would you fucking hurt yourself or take drugs that you're gonna be reliant on for the rest of your life when you don't even know you're 16? You don't even know yourself yet. I don't know. It's stupid.
No, it is valid. I don't know. I don't like.
It's like the controversial subject of, um, like changing your gender at a really young age. You might have to cut that out. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Like,
You know what I mean? It's like
well, it's
you gotta
not.
be
It
old
should to
enough
me.
to
It's
make
not
that
that
choice.
controversial. Like,
It's not controversial.
I feel like you're assigned a gender at birth, and the people that think there's more than two genders. There's three genders. All right, I'm keeping this in the podcast. It's my podcast. I don't give a
Alright,
shit.
keep it in.
There's male, female, and then mentally retarded. Those are the three genders. That's it. And you have a psychotic, like you are actually like not like mentally sane if you think otherwise. I really don't get that.
It's a very
Right?
interesting dilemma.
I won't divulge too much into that because then it gets into the point of like transphobic or homophobic, and I'm not necessarily like to that extent, but I don't understand if someone's 14 years
I just
old.
think you should be of age. Like
I
just like to do
make your own
drugs,
decisions.
have
Sure,
sex,
you have to be
just
19 to
be old
go
enough to do
get
shit.
alcohol. You shouldn't be 14
Yeah.
and allowed to cut your dick off and then get
Yeah, I don't
funded
agree
by
with
the
that.
government. That no, someone needs actually like psychological help. If you're telling me that person went for psychological help and the person diagnosed them and said you're a functioning normal brain and you know what, this is your calling to not have a vagina, then here's my blessing. Go not have a vagina. Then go for it. Whatever.
Yeah.
Right? But like I feel the amount of people, it's the same thing with steroids, unfortunately, especially in this society that we live in.
Instant gratification. Like as soon as you want to
No, it's like the same thing with steroids with social media. Like the amount of people now that want to be trans, so they're like, what's the word? Like they're a part of this community,
Mhm.
or they feel included in something. It's so much
Yeah, it's
higher.
true.
Like I don't have to be a mathematician. There's no way statistics would be this high with people converting or changing into the shit if
Without
it
social
wasn't for
media.
social
No,
media.
100%. Same thing
Right.
with
The same
beer,
thing with steroids. Like I'm not
with
saying
so
there
many
wouldn't be
things.
kids on steroids, sure, but the amount of them on it now at such a young age is 100% because of TikTok and all these people claiming that they're fake naturals, and then
Yeah.
they're getting they're getting sponsorships and all this shit because like people think their physique is able to
Yeah.
achieve naturally when they're on so much shit.
Yeah, it's definitely fucked up.
It's sad. It's sad. And then you have these companies that pretty much willingly know
Mhm.
that their athlete or this person is promoting their natural
Something
status,
unachievable.
right? And they know they're not like it's legit.
Yeah, and the sad part is like you only see the ones who like are successful in it, but there's for everyone who's successful in, you know, whatever they chose to do, there's like 10 others who fuck
1,000.
themselves up.
There's a
Their
1,000
hormones are
probably,
fucked.
bro.
Their brain is just mush.
How many
And
people do you think watch Sam Selleck?
yeah,
And then they're like, "Oh, okay, this is what I
they
really need to
tried
do
some
then."
shit. And these guys are awesome. Like there's nothing wrong with necessarily. He's not
He's
telling
not,
you to
and
do
no, he's
shit.
not telling you to take
Yeah,
he's
he's
not
actually
telling
one
you
of
the
the
protocol.
good ones. Yeah,
But he's not
Everybody
even
knows.
stupid people. No, even dumb people know he's on gear.
yeah.
Right? Like that's why I find it hard to believe that those same people think The Rock is natural, but they think that they
Yeah.
know the Sam Sulek's on gear.
But I don't think in those cases, like, I don't think it's Sam's fault. I don't think
No, not at
it's
all.
your choice. You're a fucking retard if you
Yeah.
choose to do shit that you weren't prepared to do.
No, but I'm
I
just
just
saying
think
because of him, and I'm not saying
Yeah.
it's his fault at all.
it's just like a direct
It's
kind
this,
of. It's just
the other people
society
that I
way.
don't like is I don't like them for a reason. The Trend twins, like they literally call themselves like Trend is a very very bad compound to take, and it fucks with your head. And they're twins, and they just took an
Yeah, definitely
insane
some
amount of
people
gear,
took Tren.
right?
from
So like I don't know. I don't like them because like them without a shadow of a doubt are promoting steroid use, whether they want to admit it or not.
Yeah, just like from the name.
And they're 22.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard because it's like at the end of the day, I'm the kind of person who I would take accountability for my actions if I did something, and I do. Like if I do something that I see in a YouTube video, like I'm still stupid for doing it. So I don't know. It's hard to say, but definitely like promoting drug use to kids is like not cool. I don't think it's cool. It's
No,
just like it's so hard, the gray area of like what's okay and what's not. It's like I don't think we'll ever find a perfect
There's never
spot.
gonna be a perfect
No.
balance. No.
That's why you just have to be smart. Like just fucking don't be stupid at the end of the day. And hopefully like more content will come to light with people just like
Just being
having these
transparent.
conversations and like or even yeah, just other like influencers and like bodybuilders just
It's
saying
just
like
hard, like because it's such a gray area. Because then it's like if someone's open about it,
and you
unless they're
lose
open, yeah,
sponsors.
unless they're open from it from the start, and then they build an audience. Like
Yeah.
if someone wasn't forward with it, and then they were like look at what happened with Liver King, right?
Yeah, he's
Everybody that saw him knew he was on shit. But then the
yeah.
people that were actually that oblivious, that thought that was natural,
They're like,
then the guy
what
spending
the hell?
20 grand a month on gear.
Yeah.
Everybody knew it. And then he comes clean, and now his views, his everything is like completely plummeted.
Yeah, it's
But
crazy.
the way he did it was completely fucked up. Honestly, he should have just kept the lie
He
going as
should have
long as
kept
he
the lie
could.
going like a Mike O'Hearn or
Exactly,
something. Yeah.
yeah, Michael Trent.
Yeah. I mean, he's everybody knows it, but he's killing it.
I can't wait to see his kid. Actually, though, like, cause he
His
has
kid's gonna be
genetics. Like,
great.
no,
His
Meg's
genetics are fucked.
genetic, bro. He's 60 years old. Still looks like
He
an
looks
Adonis, right?
insane.
So I don't care what he's taking. Like, he
Yeah,
looks
you ain't gonna
amazing,
look like that if you
right?
take that shit.
No, but I can't wait to actually see his
Yeah,
kid
his
like
kid's
grow
gonna
up.
come out
It's
looking
gonna be
like a
crazy,
fucking
and then he could be like, "Yo, look at my kid. He's 16." Like,
yeah. It's gonna be dope. I like honestly, I don't hate people like that. It's just like it's
no,
just
he's dug the hole so deep you can't get out of it.
yeah.
So you go to the grave with it.
Yeah, exactly. He knows. He's just like this is my brand.
And
I'm
that's okay. That's
yeah.
okay. Like I have nothing against him, all right? Like cuz at this point where he's at right now, if he came out with it,
It's his best
he'd lose
option.
so much.
He's doing the best thing for him. I
Yeah.
think.
But I don't know. Like the trend twins, those are just like just the two of it. Like I feel like them should be like blocked from social media genuinely.
You think?
They're not doing anything positive as a society to impact society. What are they doing? They're promoting basically drug use at 22 years old. And every person that's watching them, a lot of them are going to be very
Yeah.
gullible or
I don't know. Like I actually I get what you're saying. I just find it like entertaining. Maybe I'm like I don't like I might throw on a video while I have a meal or something and just fucking, watch them throw around some weight. It kind of gives you that nostalgic feeling of like watching Jay Cutler, movies and stuff. Like you know how they had the 4 hour
yeah.
like that's what it reminds me of, but like they're like the only new gen people who do that. But completely understand what you're saying. It makes sense. It's just like I just think people need to be less stupid. Like
I think
why are you
honestly,
seeing something and being so impressionable that like and then you don't have accountability for your action. Be like, I took it because they're called the trend. It's like, bro, you fucking
he
you
took it.
stabbed yourself. Like,
I feel like maybe the potential like solution to it is just make steroids legal, right?
yeah, I mean they're making everything else legal.
They might as well, and then like people can then actually get it like safely.
Maybe provide some better education on
And
it too.
exactly,
Because
right?
there's no education.
No,
on
and that's
that
why if
shit.
anybody wants to actually take gear, you need a coach. Like because the coach probably like experimented with a bunch of dumb shit himself.
Yeah, but
Right.
then there's like because it's not legal, you don't know what the coach knows that's like accurate.
Well, and then you don't know unless you have like a good source. Who knows what the fuck you're actually buying or putting in you?
Yeah, it's such a that might be a good solution. We definitely have to in the next 10, 20 years with like the usage of that
Well,
those
especially with
supplements
the
going up.
rate of it, everything's going to be legal. Like in
Needs to be-
Vancouver, everything is
yeah.
legal. Like you could buy cocaine now at most of
Yeah.
these. So like, I don't think anything's wrong with steroids, especially if you're using it for recreational usage. If you're, I don't know, if you're using, what can you? I'm sure there's things you could do that's not like
Like
logical with
recreational.
it. Well,
Oh yeah, you could definitely fuck yourself up.
right, but like then that's why like it makes more sense. Okay, just educate someone. Like if like I don't know if someone if someone went to a steroid store and was like, I want 20 vials of GH, maybe the guy at the store would be like, yeah, buddy, like I don't think that's logical.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
who knows? Maybe like the liquor store would be like coming right up.
No, but that's the thing. If you go to the liquor store and you buy like fucking, I think like 15 bottles or some shit,
Yeah,
they're gonna
dude.
have to ask you like, what the fuck is this
You
for?
throwing a party?
Yeah, and then if you're like, no, I'm just gonna go.
gonna
With
slam.
I just got broken up with. They'll
Can
be
they
like,
turn
yeah,
you away?
huh?
Can they turn you away or no?
I don't. If you're not sober, definitely.
Yeah, I think if you
100%.
tell them you're gonna fucking drink it all, they
But
have
most
to.
people won't. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like, I mean, I don't know, man. If you go to the LCBO and you get like 15 bottles of vodka, 9 times out of 10, of course, that's for fucking like a
Yeah,
party, right?
yeah.
But if you're like, nah, I just got broken up with my girlfriend, maybe like it depends on the person, but maybe they'll be like, hey, buddy, like
You
maybe
need
you
to
should put
talk.
like you need to talk, or you should put some of this away, you know?
Yeah,
But
that's funny.
I don't know. I don't think that's their position, but I definitely think like if steroids were illegal, more people would get the help that they needed and potentially like proper education because they're
Yeah.
also just taking like ridiculous amounts and they're
Yeah.
cutting their life short.
Also nowadays is like this whole supplement thing with like not just gear, just like supplements and like
Such a shitty company.
optimization, just like, with the vitamin drips, just everything about like optimizing. Like that's such a huge, I guess, trend going forward that
Yeah.
we need to have more education on how to do things right because it's pretty everyone's just trying random shit. It's like
Yeah, valid.
just let me try this shit out.
I just fucking do this.
Just put
It's
this
like
oil.
Ozempic, right? Like I don't know why so
Yeah.
many people are so fucking excited to jump on that shit. Like, bro, it's made by a giant pharmaceutical company, and like they're
Well,
not.
all the like huge pharma stuff is just like it's got to be a recipe for disaster.
Yeah,
Like,
there's no way it's not, but I guess time will tell.
yeah, I mean, it seems like it does the job. I've seen people take it. It's just like doesn't seem like it's a very long term approach.
Nah,
It's just a quick fix, which is like anything, like a crash diet. Like you're gonna end up right back where you were,
pretty
potentially
much.
worse.
Well, with the Ozempic, it just makes you super nauseous, and then it makes you super dependent on it. The
Yeah,
nausea, of course, is going to lessen your appetite because you
yeah,
don't fucking want to eat if you're nauseous. But then you can't build any muscle on it, so yeah, you'll lose weight. But then the second you stop it, you're gonna all the weight's gonna bounce back.
yeah. It's like you're gonna look good for a couple weeks and feel
No,
like shit.
bro. Like a
You
lot of
probably
the
won't
people,
even look good.
you know what I just find really fascinating about that, and what puts my flags up is like if you go to your doctor and you're heavy, your doctor won't tell you to eat less and move more. He'll tell you to take Ozempic.
Yeah.
Like, what's up with that? That doesn't make any
Well, you know
logical
that
sense.
they're
Yeah, for
compensating
sure.
based off what they
Doesn't
sell.
make any
So
logical sense except for
no.
they get a kickback,
Yeah.
right? Like for every appointment the doctor books,
Yeah.
they get a kickback.
I had a funny story about my girlfriend's dad went to the doctor and he was eating eggs and he was like, "Don't eat eggs. They're bad for your
Oh, high
cholesterol."
cholesterol.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And then after, cuz he had some eggs from the farm
yeah.
and he was like, "Oh, are those from the farm? Can you get me some?" And he was like, "I thought you just told me not to eat eggs." He's like, "Yeah, they tell me to tell you that, but I have 4 a day." And it was like that was the
It's a
perfect
complete miss. There
like
was a guy
that is so
there
stupid.
was a guy that ate like fucking 6,000 eggs in a
Yeah.
month. Like he
I would
only ate eggs.
I would like to think most people know that's a myth by now, but
No, they
maybe
don't.
they don't.
They don't.
It's
They
just
don't.
us because we're in this kind of space.
It is a complete. There's one of them. It's one of the best sources of fats and protein that you could get, and it's also so natural.
So many micronutrients
It's
in eggs
crazy.
too. Like it's literally growing an organism.
It's crazy, man. Like it's one of it's probably
It
other
might be
than
one of the
maybe
best
steak,
foods.
it is probably like one of the
Yeah.
best things you can
Yeah,
eat.
steak's insane too. Steak is crazy. That's
And
another one that's like, oh, you're gonna get cancer. It's
oh
like,
no, what? No, bro. Like you just take it back. Let's take it back 1,000 years, bro.
yeah.
That's literally all they ate.
And they were way more. They had way more vitality. They were fucking
I don't know about that. The average life expectancy was not 80. It was
okay.
probably like fucking 40 because of polio and shit and STDs.
Probably by vitality, I mean like they were man, like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
breaking shit, killing shit.
Yeah, they were
Like
fucking like farmers, or they were like,
yeah,
what's the thing? The gladiators.
yeah, they were gladiators. Yeah, they died because there's so much other fuck shit going on. But like that's literally just look back at how we used to eat, and
Apparently, gladiators were gay. I don't know where I was listening to that, but like someone
that's
told me
crazy.
like gladiators were gay. But I guess if you think about it, it makes sense. Just like fuck your homie.
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. I wouldn't even. I'm trying to logically understand that. But
I don't know. I don't remember where I was listening to it, but I thought I have a tendency to believe a lot of bullshit. But I can see
yeah,
that. I can see it.
you're open minded.
I'm open minded, especially like back, just like secretly gay people. Like
Yeah, I
maybe
mean it's definitely there's
they're
definitely
all in like ridiculously good shape, and it's just like, oh,
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, there's always like on a TV show that gay dude who's like jacked as fuck. And
But
he's
I
like,
mean, gay guys are attracted to that,
yeah, it makes
right?
sense.
It makes sense.
It
I
makes
mean, if
sense.
women are attracted to it, why wouldn't a gay guy be attracted to it?
That's true.
You know.
That's valid.
So, how do you avoiding burnout? Like, how do you stay motivated?
Avoiding burnout. I think having definitely having like a higher purpose, like having a greater mission. Like we were talking about the thing that Ashton kind of did with the
The
you know,
past, present, and future.
exactly. Just having your kind of design your life out and whenever you feel kind of tired, first of all, like fuck how you feel. It doesn't really matter at the end of the
Fuck
day.
your
Like
feelings.
yeah, like you have shit to do, you know what I mean? It's like you can succumb to what you're feeling or you can just do what you have to do. But knowing what you have to do, I feel like is where a lot of people will struggle because you don't know what you have to do. And how do you know what you have to do? You have to kind of start from the end point and then work your way back. So like that's basically what I did. And now it's like even if I feel tired or I guess there is kind of protocols that I have that I follow, like in terms of avoiding feeling too tired. Like I do still take time and spend time with my family and stuff. Like I sometimes I get like a robot and I just fucking wake up, do this, do that, do this. But then I also time block for like family time and just time, go out on a date, watch a movie, have a good meal.
What's a date? I don't know what that is.
A date? There's so many good dates. I'll send you my date list. You can
Yeah, I'll go alone.
Hey, bro, take yourself out on it. That does help too. Like, go for a fuck. That is true. Like, go for a walk, go get food. But like, basically, just like allocating time for things that are where you can turn off, which is like very. That's honestly kind of
No,
hard for
time
me.
blocking is really solid.
Time block,
I'm
like
making
literally,
a
just fucking. This is what I'm doing from 7 to 9 p.m.
yep.
And like, I don't care what the
What
fuck
gets in the
happens.
way? Yeah.
Doesn't matter, like ads, like whatever. It's just like you have to time block it for yourself. And I'm very like OCD. I've always been like systems. Like if I create the system for myself, I follow it.
Yeah.
So like when I block time for family time, like I'm there. And like sometimes when I didn't, I would be like on my laptop and like we're watching a movie or something, but I'm not really there. I'm just like, like what's going on, and like I'll be eating, and like you're not really present, right? So like being present with like those that you love, and like or just doing stuff that you love. Like it doesn't have to be family time for you. For me it is. But like it could be, what do you do? So maybe it's video games or something, or like seeing your friends. Like I think a lot of people demonize like basic human activities like social interaction because it's like trendy,
Well, it's the
take the cold
season of
shower.
no or the
Yeah,
fucking
monk mode.
monk mode. Like, bro, that's so extreme. I don't agree. I used to
And like
idolize
I do all
Hermosi.
that shit, I do, but it's just like you can also do the other shit.
Well, I used to idolize Hermosi, and like his thing, it's correct to a certain degree, but like he tells people there's 12 hours in a day, and until you're like 26 or something, you work weekends, say no to everything, and just put your head down. And it's like not bad advice, but the thing is, I did that, and then all that got me was chronic fatigue. Did it get me more business? Technically, but it
Mhm.
just developed me into a point of almost depression because with more money, there's more problems, and then I was literally having a chronic fatigue issue, right? And so I don't know, like that's why I kind of like to ask because like I feel like
I think you have to create it for yourself because you're listening to his. He even preaches, like I watched some of his stuff. He preaches create your own balance. So like
I don't know.
you
I
need
think he
to.
does. I think he does like he kind of contradicts himself unintentionally though.
Maybe because what you're saying kind of contradicts what I'm saying that I
There
saw.
there was a post where
Yeah.
it's just like work basically all the fucking time.
Yeah. Well, I believe you should create your own balance. Like you shouldn't listen to what someone says in terms of like, remember, you're designing your life. Like so you can take advice. Like obviously, bro, I'm young. I'm going to take advice from people who are doing better than me. Like if someone tells me what I'm doing is wrong, and like I have reason to believe that they might be right because they're getting X results, like I'm obviously going to be all ears. Like I'm not stubborn in that way. But like from my current experience, like I'm creating my own balance based off of like my own standards and principles of living. So it's like I don't know, all the stuff about the trends of like the meditation, the cold shower and stuff, like that stuff's good. Like I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's bad, but it's like you can also have a meal with your family and watch a movie. Like that stuff does recharge you. Like humans are meant to connect. Like there's a reason why you feel like certain emotions when you're with certain people. Is like I don't know. I feel like if you go too much to that way, that's how you're gonna get burnt out. Like I think you need to have that balance, but only you decide. Like I'm not talking the
No,
nine
you
to five,
decide
the
the
nine to
balance. Yeah.
five balance of like you need to come home after 5 p.m. Everything's like you're never gonna get in shape. You're never gonna get any money. Like that's not balance. I'm talking like you still work a shit ton, but it's like maybe you have your Saturday night when you chill,
Yeah,
and
and
that's okay.
that's what I try to tell my buddies. Like,
But
is
it's
I
hard. Like I felt like shit about myself. Sorry to cut you off.
no, it's
I
okay.
felt like shit about myself when I would do that and just chill. It's like because I know someone else is working. But what were you saying?
No, I was gonna say that's what I tell my buddy, and it's like I hate convincing. It's not the right word, but it's like I try to get him to understand like you need to kind of just like hang out with your friends every once in a while, bro. Like, what's the point of living and working all this time if you're not going
What are you
to?
doing it for?
Like, what do you exactly? What are
You
you doing
wake
it
up, there's
for?
$10 million in your account. What are you gonna do?
Well, I mean, I know what I would do. I would be like, yo, homies, we're going on a cruise.
Yeah,
I
but if,
told my friends that actually. Like, I remember really vividly. I thought we were gonna have like a fucking Hallmark movie moment
yeah,
where I was in Ottawa and we were doing these scratchy tickets. I bought $20 worth of scratchy tickets. I'm like, guys, if I win, we're going
right.
on a cruise. And I won like $40. I was like, guys, reinvesting it. So then I won 20. So then I was like up 20. I kept reinvesting it. I was there for like an hour and a half, and then I
Damn.
got so many steps in because I would go. The convenience store was at the bottom.
Right,
I
back and
rock,
forth.
and they were having the time of their life. They would scratch. I would
Yeah.
go. Anyways, we didn't end up winning, but
No
that's
crease.
that's on my vision board. That's like for
Yeah.
me. It's a matter of like growing together as the homie, not like adding them to my business per se,
No.
but like you're the sum of like the 5 people you hang out with the most, and like I would like to celebrate and hang out with the people I love the most. Eventually, ideally, yeah, I wouldn't be like alone in a relation, like I'd have a fucking partner, but
Yeah.
all of my friends have partners and I'm friends with all of them, and like I love hanging out with them,
Yeah.
so
And if they're people who's like, your beliefs and stuff kind of all align. Well, that's another thing. You don't want to just be friends with people like an echo chamber of your own beliefs.
no, that's the thing. I
That's
appreciate it. They're
yeah.
not like they're
You're all
yes men.
different. Yeah, exactly. I hate
You know,
that
like
shit.
that's bro, like shut the fuck up. Like
Yeah.
I can tell, I can see right through it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I suck my dick
Yeah,
while you're at
bro.
it, but like
Yeah.
no, bro, like there's a difference between like motivation and loving
Yeah.
you and like hyping you up versus like, oh, dude, this is the greatest thing ever, man.
Yeah.
No, like if you don't give me constructive criticism, like fuck off.
Yeah,
like I
exactly.
actually actively look for it. But no, if $10 million hit my bank account tomorrow, give my dad like $2 million, buy a house.
Yeah.
I give. Honestly, there's a couple friends that I would just throw like 20 grand at and be like, yo, shut the fuck up. You work hard. Now you don't have to stress.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm,
Because they
like-
like paycheck to paycheck. You just
Yeah,
wanna-
like, dude, like, okay, the thing is like, I say this openly on a public podcast, but like, if I ever do win the lottery, fucking don't ask me. If I love you, like, I have
You're
a
gonna
client
get
heart. You'll get it.
Yeah.
You'll get like, nobody needs 10 million fucking dollars. Nobody needs to be Jeff Bezos and have 200 billion.
Yeah.
Right. So if I was blessed with that, yeah, I'd actually like share the love, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna go up to a homeless person and fucking be like, oh man, yo, you want $1,000? Like, no,
Toss them
know?
10K.
no, I wouldn't.
The social experiment.
The social
Toss
experiment.
them 10K.
How much money?
Put a GoPro on him and see.
How much money can you give a homeless person before he fucking kills himself?
That's cruel. He probably wouldn't last a day.
He would no. He would
probably
probably last
last
a
a day.
month.
You think?
He'd probably last a month before he got mugged, like or just
OD.
drink or OD'd. Yeah,
Yeah. I think they.
I wouldn't blame him though, because that's the thing with homeless people that I realized when I got older. I thought like there was this huge stigma about like, oh my god, like all they do is drink and smoke all day, motherfucker. If you're homeless, and like what the fuck else are you gonna do? Like you're trying to pass the time, bro. You don't
Yeah.
want to die. I respect them. They didn't kill themselves,
Yeah.
right? They just don't have an opportunity to
You
grow.
wouldn't try to get out. As hard as
You know how
it is.
fucking hard that is, bro?
Yeah,
Like
it's
there
hard.
are opportunities, but like the thing is like if you're surrounded by people that don't want to grow,
Yeah.
and you're very limited in terms of opportunities to do so, it's not the easiest thing. Like
Yeah.
sure, you can get like homeless housing and shit, but that's like living in a fucking shoebox with a bunch of people that are just doing drugs, right? It's
definitely
very
pretty
difficult. So it's like at a certain point, most people just fucking give up, right?
fucked. Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of a story for another day. My sister is like all into like human.
Yeah, you can go off on a tangent on that.
That's
Could talk about that for hours.
yeah. We should donate more money to the Ukraine. It's like the same thing, man.
Yeah,
I don't know,
there's
like
so
why are we giving 5 billion to the Ukraine when like there's homeless people, like literally veterans on our streets, like homeless.
Now I see how a podcast can go for like 8 hours.
Yeah, you just go on different
Yeah.
tangents and shit. But like I try to. That's why I have the itinerary. I try to keep
Yeah,
it
that's
on the
actually-
same, especially with my
Nah,
ADHD.
it's cool.
You know, you could just like go on tangents. Like, yeah, you could just talk forever.
You're a good podcast host because your ADHD just like takes.
Well, that's good. You know, otherwise, bro, it's a boring ass conversation because I've been having the same fucking conversation with
Yeah,
everybody,
that's dope.
right? Well, what are some upcoming projects that you're excited about? Like, are you you're doing another show or what?
Yeah, upcoming projects. So in terms of Newly Shreds, I have my app that's coming out. So hopefully
You have
it
an app?
will. Yeah, so it's like an all white labeled app.
Oh,
So it's like literally
what's the software backend? Kajabi?
Kahunas.
Oh,
Have you heard of
don't-
Kahunas?
Yeah, I don't like them.
You don't like them?
Oh.
Why? We'll talk about it off camera.
I mean, I don't give a shit. I could tell you my feelings because I don't work with them
No.
anymore.
I'm not even saying. I'm just saying just so like because I don't think people really fucking care.
Oh,
about
okay.
them. But no, you could tell me because I'm not
That's fair,
married.
that's fair.
I'm not married
That's fair,
to
that's
any
fair.
app. But basically, there's gonna be an app. It's gonna be white labeled.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like basically like everything that I would do in my PDFs and all my coaching, like check-ins and stuff, just all kind of in there.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's just a nice way because they can get notifications.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff like it's nice, and it's not like I don't like the ones where you sign up and then it's like under another app. It's like
Trainer Eyes?
myfitnesspal.com/
Like Trainer Eyes.
Yeah, Trainer Eyes. Yeah, I looked at that one. I like the white label aspect. definitely not necessary, but I think it's
No, it's
just
good.
it
It shows a
adds
level of professionalism.
yeah, it adds novelty to the experience.
I
Like
just didn't like the software, to be honest.
no,
That's just me.
uh,
I mean, granted, it was like 3 years ago, like when they were kind of just starting.
take a look. It might be better
I'm
now.
not switching. It's too much work. That's the thing. Once
Yeah,
you're on
once
one
you're
of these
on,
fuckers, you're there for
they
life.
get you.
No, bro, you know how difficult, you know how like time
You have
consuming
to
it is to
migrate
upload
all
the
that shit.
videos and all that shit. I mean, like, yeah, you could
Yeah.
hire a VA, but even still to do all that and then to
You're
transfer your
paying hours
clients,
of work. Yeah, then you
right?
have to transfer, teach them how to use it. Yeah.
Nah, gee,
100%. So
nah.
that's why maybe yeah, I think I'm going to stick with them. I actually quite like it, but if anything better, let me know. Like
School.
school. But
Which
in terms of like what I'm doing on the app, I don't know.
depends, man.
But
I have different things. Like school has all my videos and shit, and
mhm.
like, w-
This is more so for like tracking client
I
progress.
have
Like
another thing for that
okay,
that does check
exactly,
it.
exactly.
Like,
Because school I will
you
implement
can't
as
do check-ins on school and shit.
right,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. So like this is more like an actual monitor progress in terms of education. Then we'll probably have a school. Right now it's just a Discord. But then in terms of personal project, we're gonna go big off season this year, and then maybe a show next year. We'll
Blast
see.
some GH.
We're gonna go crazy. I'm gonna get really big. I'm excited
What's the
to.
goal weight? What's your current weight right now? Like 210?
Current weight two. Well, it depends. This week's been kind of crazy. We'll call it 200.
All right.
And then but yeah, probably get up to. I want to get up to 250. We don't have a goal weight, so me and my coach, we don't have a goal weight. I was 235 last one, but I was pretty fat, so that's why I'm not gonna rush it. So 250 in maybe like couple years, that's doable.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So then my stage weight goal, I do have a stage weight goal. Like I want to be at least 200 on stage.
You want to turn pro?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. I want to turn pro. So for my weight cap, I think the stage was like 212 or something. So and I was about 188 actually was my weigh in.
Oh, you got a lot of room to grow there, bud.
Exactly. So, but guys go pro at my height at 6'1". Guys go pro like 202, like two. Like you don't have to max out your weight cap to go pro. Just how you look, right?
Yeah.
So I think I don't know, but I would like to be over 200 on stage. I think that'll be like a competitive look because I do have a lot of room to grow, and I don't know. In 2 years, I probably won't max that weight cap. That's
Nah,
unrealistic.
there's no way.
Yeah, but yeah, it's basically the next couple years outlook in terms of fitness for me.
Awesome, dude. Well, I don't know. What else is there? Well, we did the workout today. That's gonna come
Yeah.
out soon. And
That
then
was pretty good. I like changing it up. Honestly, it's nice.
yeah, it was like what's it called? Yeah, I like the workout.
It's like my least strict time right now too.
Yeah,
In
you're not
terms of
that
like
you
a
don't have to
plan
be
and stuff. It's just very
nonchalant.
chill, just recovering. It's nice. You go heavy though.
I don't try. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I guess-
Debatable. Like I
I
could have
grabbed
honestly
the
gone heavier.
110-pound dumbbell. I was like, Jesus Christ.
I could have gone heavier. I'm pretty much everything too.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't know. Like that's just like rip it and grip it. But it's like
Yeah.
my form wasn't shit,
That wasn't shit.
right?
It wasn't
So
shit. It
I don't
was
know.
just like I was. It was funny because I was like, holy fuck. I'm gonna obviously keep up like as much as
I gotta
can.
show off to the cameras, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Nah,
Fucking-
man. Like I don't know. It's like
Because usually, like prepping, I was not training that heavy. Like,
no,
I was,
obviously you don't want
super
to
light.
get injured.
yeah, exactly.
You don't have the fucking energy, bro. You can barely drive to
No.
the gym.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't even drive to the gym. Like, you wake up, no food, 90 minutes of fasted cardio. You're done for the day. Like, and then you follow up the fasted cardio with like 3 ounces of chicken and 10 egg whites.
Oh, nice,
No carbs.
nice.
And then you don't have carbs until like 5 p.m.
Jesus.
And when you do, it's like 30 grams.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
I don't know how people do it.
Yeah, it's definitely it was fun. In hindsight when you look back, it's like it's awesome.
Well, is there anything you want to leave with the people and like just like drop a knowledge bomb or like controversial thoughts or opinions?
Controversial thoughts or opinions to end the pod. I will probably say, let me think for a second here. Might have to chop it.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think of like a good ending one because there's a lot, but there's like what's a good ending? Controversial. Nah, I'll probably just call it there.
Call it there. There's no controversy.
We'll call. I mean, I think we had enough.
We had enough.
We had a good.
We're
we had a
gonna
good one.
get the LGBTQI the alphabet people out off of us.
Hopefully you trend.
Yeah. Honestly, there is no such thing as bad press unless, well, technically there is, but whatever.
Yeah, no, I don't think we're gonna fall into that.
No. What all 100 people of that watch this podcast are gonna be?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I'm a homophobic.
Yeah.
because I said
You're
there
a
should be
bad.
two genders.
You're a bad person.
I'm a terrible, I'm a terrible
You
person.
should be canceled.
I should be canceled because there's two genders. Wow. Well, I mean, other than that, all your social media stuff will be in the in the bottom below this.
Yeah.
So give them a follow on YouTube and Instagram. I'm sure in the near future you're gonna go pro or come damn near close to it.
Yeah, I think we will.
Yeah. You got to work on your marketing, but like that's okay.
We'll talk.
We'll talk.
Gotta
And
fix the Instagram up of
a
it.
little bit. And then other than that, I think this is a wrap. So for anybody still watching this, thank you. Can you please like this and subscribe for more? And then like do the algorithm stuff. I don't know. If you're on Spotify, like leave a review. On YouTube, just like sub and like. And yeah, in the near future, our workout / mukbang vlog thing is gonna come out.
It's basically just me eating sushi.
Yeah, I fucking up to film it.
Bro, film me eating sushi.
It was like an interview style. Where,
Yeah.
no, you know what? We'll crop my head on it.
Yeah. I'm just eating.
It
Like,
is-
you could put
no, you can see me eating
Nah,
too.
you can see your hands. I
That's
think,
fine. That's
just-
the most
yeah.
important part. So you got the footage of like how much I ate, but yeah, it's fucking hilarious. If we use the audio from that, dude, like
Yeah, that would be
it's
so
funny.
funny.
But yeah, anyways, thanks guys for watching, and I guess we'll call it there.